Hello, Ms. Flats. I am Dr. Patel. Your MRI shows you have brain injury due to the lack of oxygen not received to your brain. When you had your pulmonary embolism, the hippocampus, the part of your brain that controls memory, emotion, and spatial navigation, has been damaged.
Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do to correct it. You will need help at home.
Imagine being told there was nothing more they could do. You survived death, but how were you supposed to survive what came next? The fear, the uncertainty, the long road of recovery, the moments when getting out of bed felt impossible, the days when you wondered if your life would ever be the same again. On December 10th, 2017, I died for 7 minutes. I spent a week in a coma and woke up to a life I barely recognized. I had survived, but now I had to learn how to live again. What I didn't know then was that my setback would become my setup. I would write a book. I would find my voice. I would launch a podcast. I would discover a purpose greater than my pain. If you're facing a season that feels impossible, I want you to know this. Your story is not over. Your diagnosis is not the end. Your setback is not your final chapter. Sometimes surviving is just the beginning. And no matter your age, it's never too late to start over. Welcome to Black Women Monday Morning Rise, featuring the Ageless Woman Lifestyle Series. I'm your host, Teresa Flats. We will return back shortly after this brief commercial break. This episode of Monday Morning Rise is brought to you by my book, 7 Minutes, The True Story of Me Dying and Living to Tell About It. It's my personal story of surviving death and discovering purpose after pain. If you need a reminder that your story isn't over, this book will inspire you. 7 Minutes is available now on Amazon Books. Now back to Monday Morning Rise. Welcome back to Black Women Monday Morning Rise, featuring the Ageless Woman Lifestyle Series. I'm your host, Teresa Flats. Imagine being told there was nothing more they could do. You survived death, but how were you supposed to survive what came next? The fear, the uncertainty, the long road to recovery. But here's what I learned. Surviving was only the beginning. What does starting over look like when you're in your 60s? For me, it meant finding my voice by writing a book. You see, when I woke up from that coma, I wasn't thinking about writing a book. I was just trying to figure out how to put one foot in front of the other. Some days were harder than others. There were moments of frustration, moments of fear, and moments when I wondered what my future would look like. But little by little, I began to realize something important. I was still here. Maybe you're listening today and life has knocked you down. Maybe you've lost a job, lost a relationship, lost your health, or lost confidence in yourself. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you're too old to dream again, too old to change, or simply just too old to begin a new chapter. I'm here to tell you that's simply not true. Your age is not a disqualification. Your setbacks are not a disqualification. In fact, everything you've been through may be preparing you for what's next. Today, I stand before you not as a woman who has it all figured out, but as a woman who decided to keep going. I decided to tell my story. I decided to stop focusing on what I had lost and start focusing on what was still possible. That's what starting over really means. It doesn't mean pretending the pain never happened. It means believing that the pain doesn't get the final word. So let me ask you, what dream have you put on hold? What purpose have you buried? What would you do if you stopped worrying about your age and started believing in your future? Because your next chapter is waiting. As of today, at age 69.99, I started my new podcast, and I am discovering who I am. I am the new and improved Teresa, and no matter where you are in life, it's never too late to start over. Today's conversation reminds us that no matter what we've been through, no matter how many setbacks, disappointments, or detours we faced, it's never too late to start over. But starting over isn't just about changing what we do. It's about changing how we live, how we see ourselves, and how we show up in the world every day. That's what the Ageless Woman Lifestyle series is all about. It's about embracing every season of life with confidence, purpose, wellness, and joy. Because aging isn't about giving up, it's about growing into the woman you were always meant to be. So let's continue the conversation with this week's Ageless Woman Lifestyle series.
Ageless woman, living life in style, rocking every season with a confident smile. It's never too late to become who you're meant to be.
A 58-year-old woman is sitting at the kitchen table having a heart-to-heart conversation with her 80-year-old mother who sits listening quietly.
Mom, I've been thinking about something.
What is it?
I want to change careers.
Why would you change careers now at your age?
Four words. Four words that have stopped so many women from pursuing their dreams. At your age, too old to go back to school, too old to start a business, too old to write a book, too old to move to a new city, too old to begin again.
Mom, because I'm not finished yet. I'm grateful for the career I've had. It paid the bills, it helped raise my family. But there's something else I've always wanted to do.
I could spend the next 20 or 30 years wishing I had tried. Or I can spend those years becoming who I was meant to be.
You know, back in my day, things were different. By the time a woman reached your age, people expected her to slow down.
And now?
Now I realize I still have dreams of my own.
So if changing careers is what's in your heart, don't let a number stop you. Age doesn't mean you're done. It means you've got experience.
Mom, I love you.
I love you.
I love you too, daughter.
The truth is, ladies, it's not your age that limits you. It's the belief that your best days are behind you. What if they're not? What if the dream you've been carrying for years is still waiting for you? What if the next chapter becomes your best chapter? So the next time someone asks,
Why would you do that at your age?
Because I'm not finished yet.
and neither are you. The truth is, ladies, it's not your age that limits you. Before we close today's episode, I want to leave you with this week's Rise Challenge. I want you to write down one thing you've been telling yourself you're too old to do. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's changing careers. Maybe it's going back to school. Maybe it's traveling, writing a book, launching a podcast, or pursuing a dream you've put on hold. Write it down. Now, beside it, write these 4 words. I'm not finished yet. This week, take one small step toward that dream, not 10 steps, not a giant leap, just one step. Make the phone call, research the class, register the domain name, write the first page, have the conversation, do something that moves you closer to the life you want. Because the biggest mistake we can make isn't getting older. It's believing that getting older means we have to stop growing. So this week, I challenge you to rise above fear, rise above doubt, and rise above the lie that your best days are behind you. Your challenge is simple. Take one step toward your next chapter. And when you do, I'd love to hear about it. Because here at Black Women Monday Morning Rise, we don't just talk about rising, we do it. Until next time, remember, age is just a number, but purpose never expires. I'm Teresa Flatts, and this is your Monday Morning Rise. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.